Matt Healy is back from Venari Minerals, and we are talking the Red Mountain Lithium Project in Nevada, USA. Matt, a massive milestone reached, some metallurgical test work that really does stand out amongst the market. Can you tell us about the results?
Yeah, thanks, Danielle. Good to be talking again. Look, the results are a really positive result and milestone for the company. From our first attempt, we've produced a 99.5% pure lithium carbonate product, and that's battery grade. So the significance there is there's really only a handful of companies on the ASX that can produce a battery grade lithium carbonate, and we have joined those. Venari has joined the ranks, and lithium carbonate, it's a battery product, so that means that you're cutting out the middleman. You're not sending a concentrate over to China, where there it undergoes downstream processing to become a battery grade lithium carbonate. We can produce that directly from the mineralization at the mine at Red Mountain.
And as if that wasn't enough, we have potential for a byproduct as well. Fill us in.
Yeah, there's actually two potential byproducts that we identified. So when you're making a 99.5% purity lithium product, you need to get rid of everything else that gets dissolved by the acid. One of the things that comes that gets dissolved is magnesium. It comes out of the same mineral that hosts the lithium at Red Mountain. And so for this test work, we didn't try to produce anything separate, but it was more that the lab that was doing the work said, hey, you guys have a lot of magnesium in solution, and this could offset a lot of your processing cost. So the magnesium can come out as a mineral or a product called epsomite. We also call it Epsom salts. In the US, it's a $600 million to $800 million market per annum. It's valued at between $370, $420 US a ton. And if we can separate that in a clean way, not only do we get an additional revenue item, but then we also make the job of cleaning up the lithium carbonate that little bit easier. So we're going to do some test work on that, and that could be quite an elegant solution to the purification process of lithium carbonate.
And what's that second potential byproduct, Matt?
Yeah, it's a mineral called strontium, and strontium it's a really interesting one. It's 100% imported in the US, so they're 100% import dependent. And strontium, whilst it's not on the critical mineral list, it is a strategic metal in the sense that it has defense applications. So it's used in traces, in ordnance, it's used in flares. Strontium compounds have a brilliant red light that when they're burnt, so they're used in that kind of that pyrotechnic field. And so strontium is actually present in this test work, and it actually stayed in that solid phase. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at seeing if we can extract that separately, and potentially Red Mountain could become a supplier of strontium for the domestic supplier of strontium in the US.
Well, let's talk about the market for lithium carbonate. We were discussing before I hit record. There have been some big, bold predictions made in some recent analyses by world-renowned experts.
That's right. There's been a couple of reports come out recently. Last week, Canaccord put out an updated lithium forecast, and their price expectation for the fourth quarter is that lithium carbonate price is going to hit $33,000 US a ton. For comparison, they're about 22.7 at the moment. So that's it's a 50% increase on current pricing. So it's a fantastic market in which to be advancing a really attractive lithium project like Red Mountain, and in the US, of course. So it wasn't just Canaccord. Actually, UBS came out and updated their forecasts as well, and they're actually predicting over $40,000 a ton for lithium carbonate in next year. So it seems that everyone's in agreement. Lithium's back in a bull market.
Well, Matt, the whole team at Venari have got to be pleased with that. So tell us now, what are those next steps on the ground at Red Mountain and also in the lab on the metallurgical test work side?
Yeah, so we're head down at the moment trying to get our next round of drilling permitted, and that's really to target the high grade parts of the resource. We want to infill drill that and upgrade the mineral resource estimate from inferred to indicated and measured. On the processing side of things, we're going to chase down those potential byproduct opportunities. So we'll look at separating those byproducts and then look at the quality of them. We're also going to test some other ways to get the lithium out to make sure that we're moving forward with the most cost-effective way to extract the lithium. And then on top of that, we're also going to look at ways to reduce our reagent consumption. So we've got a pretty full schedule of works for the metallurgical side of things.
Yep, it's all happening. Thanks for coming to join us on this milestone occasion, Matt. Looking forward to speaking again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Danielle.